Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Community Connections. Well, when I got up this morning, a little bit of rain in the air, it smelled and felt like spring. Beautiful time. It'll probably snow again just to mess with us, but it definitely felt like spring. And with spring comes a lot of activity at one of my favorite places in the world, Hat Creek Camp. And so we have with us Dan West, Director of Hat Creek Camps. Morning, Dan.
Good morning. It's nice to be in the hot seat again.
Yeah, buddy. Nice to have you there. So you guys are pretty busy out at camp right now, right?
It is a very busy season. We start planning in August,
Yeah.
and
Like 2 weeks after
right,
summer ends, you start planning,
I
right?
take a vacation and then come back, and strategic planning just kind of unfolds. But this is a time of season when we're putting everything together, making the plans, doing the interviews, hiring staff, trying to make sure that campers know what to expect and the dates, and parents are aware of everything that's going on.
Yep. And physically, there's a lot of work happening at camp to get prepared for, right?
There's always developments at camp.
Give us an update. What's some of the coolest thing that's happened physically at the camp right now?
So, over the past year, we've had a big push to offer more activities for youth. We always go through our safety checks, make sure that all the safety concerns are taken care of. As we go into spring, we even go out and make sure all the nails are knocked down. We want to be able to reduce the risk of campers getting injured. So we go through the whole property and do that. We had a couple of things that we added last year. We had our beach volleyball court that we added. We had a couple of other activities that we put in place: laser tag, archery tag, and utilizing the Airnasium. Well, this year the big one is, and this is new information.
Oh, you're hearing it
This
right
is
now,
big.
right here, live, right here, right now.
Live right now. We are in the process of designing and building a disc golf course at camp. So that process begins in a couple of weeks, and it will half of it, 9 holes, will be good to go by summer camp.
Well, as a boomer growing up playing, right, disc golf, frisbee golf, and ultimate frisbee, you're speaking my language now. So hopefully a new generation will get excited about it too.
Yep. Well, it's a great time to do it. Lynchburg, from what I understand, is going to be the site of the World Disc Golf
No way.
Championship.
Really?
Yeah. So pretty amazing. It's a great time. And we have some folks some students that are on the Liberty University team that are going to be coming out and helping design the course.
Really?
It's going to be great.
That is cool. So where are we in terms of hiring staff? What do we? Who do we still need for staff at camp?
Everybody.
Okay.
The more people,
Can
more
you get
human
more
resources, the more human resources we have, the better. We're in the process of doing interviews for the applicants that we've gotten already. I think we have about 10 applicants. We need more. We need male staff. That's always something that we seem to be scrambling for, is to try to attract male staff. So if you know
Yes.
a male that you think would enjoy working with kids over the summer, you get a place to stay over the summer, some bread and water. We feed them a little better than that. We have some great food. And then just a wonderful experience. Please have them reach out to either myself at dwest@patrickhenry.org, or go through our website and you can access the application there.
Okay. Are we receiving applications for summer camp from the kids themselves right now? It's
We have,
open.
registration started around the second week of February, but I had several people that were reaching out to me saying, "Hey, do we have the camp dates yet?" So people are getting excited. So parents are already planning for their summer, and we have some that are coming in. The bulk of those will come in April and May.
Yeah. A lot of our kids who come to camp will need financial help, camperships.
We have camperships available. Those are limited, so we review those, and I'm not going to turn any kid away.
Absolutely.
That's how we operate. If a kid wants to come to camp and the family is struggling to be able to make that financial contribution to that, we want to have those conversations. We want to be able to make that experience happen for those kids.
So what does it cost for one child to go to a week of camp?
$350.
All right. So $350. That's it seems to me like a great investment in the life of a kid
It is. And
for
if
what they
there's-
get in 1 week, right?
If anybody wants to contribute to that campership fund, you can donate through our website also.
All right, you heard that. $350. You could do half of a scholarship if you can't do the 350, but it is a great investment. Dan, I think now would be a good time for us to take a little commercial break, and we have a great camp video. I think it's being played for the first time right now, so let's play that, guys.
I go to school at Liberty, and I'm about to be a senior in their nursing program. I think I love camp for the same reason that I love nursing. I love being with people. I love to make people laugh. Whether it's my patients in the hospital or it's these kids and I'm singing karaoke to them in the cabin. Like, I just want to make them smile.
I'm studying psychology, so I'm getting my bachelor's in psychology, and then I hope to get my master's in social work. When I first came here and like the first week just being thrown in, I was like, I don't think I can do this. I really am not sure if I am cut out to be a camp counselor, because that more fun side of me is not something that is a strong suit. I come in pretty serious. Like, I came in, I guess, kind of this summer being like, I'm working with kids from hard places. So I need to be the best for them. Like, I need to be trained. I need to kind of like have it all together. And I learned that that's not what they need.
Because whether I'm having a hard time and someone can just make me laugh or smile, or actually seeing it with a patient or a kid who's been grateful for just laughing. Someone to say, thank you for sitting with me. Thank you for making me smile. Like, that means the world to me.
They didn't need me to like have the best energy. They didn't need me to say the right words. They needed me to just love them. And I would give them this much. And for them, it was like some of these kids had never had someone just smile at them, say, you're amazing, you're great. To smile when they smile, to sit with them when they cried, like just to be with them has been the coolest thing ever.
The kids that come here, they're the testament. We have parents pick them up at the end of the week and they say, I've never seen them like this, or I've not seen them smile or laugh like this in so long, and they see their kids changed.
The Lord leads people to this camp, and He knew before the beginning of the world that we would all sit in this circle and we would all serve these kids this summer. And we're all broken and we're all from different places, we're all flawed, but He hand chose us for this moment.
Wow.
It's amazing. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great commercial, and two great staff right there. Right,
Yes.
you do get some really great staff down there that are called and just dive right into it from all kinds of different study backgrounds too. Right, nursing, social work. So you don't have to be in youth ministry to go into camping, do you?
Right. College students are off during the summer, and it's a great opportunity for them to spend that summer doing something meaningful. Mm-hmm. And we do have wonderful staff with amazing hearts.
Yeah.
So my wife may murder me for this, but we're talking about the camper ships, and I didn't plan on doing this, but
Okay.
anybody that wants to donate today, I will match that up to $1,000
Oh.
personally.
Oh.
So
Oh.
if you want to send a camper ship donation, I'll match that up to $1,000 today.
All right. You heard it right here, right now. It is recorded for all time. Right? Nice. Boy, that commercial even got you stirred up
It
today.
did. They all do.
I love the view of the new beach volleyball right there by the lake. Perfect place to put that too, wasn't it? Yeah. Wonderful. All right, you heard it. Dad's going to match up to $1,000 for camper ships. His wife may kill him later, so let's make sure that happens by donating
She's teaching in the classroom now, so I'm safe for a while.
for a while. Hey, talk about new things happening at camp. You have a new thing that you want to introduce right here, right now, and the gentleman is going to help lead us in this new thing. So why don't you introduce us to your new team?
Sure. Throughout the nation, the American Camping Association has placed a huge emphasis on mental health integration into camps. What that means is that we're providing in camp settings, we're providing additional support for kids. we've seen an increase in mental health related issues with kids, increase in depression, anxiety, and these are all of our kids, right?
Right.
These are my kids that have experienced this, especially after COVID.
Yeah.
It became a very hard time. So we're doing that. We did it last year, and we had therapists that came in, and we had interns that came in, did some groups, and they're there for the kids as well as the staff.
Okay.
Because it's important that we take care of those staff. I mean,
Absolutely.
these staff members are working 16
Oh
hour
gosh,
days.
going all the time. Yeah.
And it can become exhausting. So it just becomes a resource for them.
Yeah.
So in addition to that, we have an amazing program that we're working on developing and rolling out, having meetings next week. Well, we've had some meetings already. And it's an adventure-based counseling program. And this is an intentional therapeutic mentoring program that uses TBRI as an evidence-based model, trust-based relational intervention, as well as our Better Outcomes Now software that our Hope Academy is using to be able to track outcomes.
Okay.
And this is a home-based program, and I describe it as a physiocognitive behavioral program, so that we're attaching the physiology involved in the struggles that individuals have with the cognitions, with the behaviors, and we're prescribing or assigning certain physical tasks with an intentional purpose to those tasks.
Okay.
And that's being led up by Pastor Brian Moss, who I've known for at least 15 years. And I'll let him tell you a little bit about
Well,
himself.
welcome, Brian. Yeah, tell us about yourself.
It's good to be here. It's not much to know.
Oh, that's not true.
There's a lot. Yes, so pastor will be celebrating 12 years in July. Excited about that. Married, let's see, this month is our anniversary. It will be 22 years married.
Yeah, you better get that right.
Yes, sir. Kids, a lot of kids. We have 4 biological kids, 1 adopted, and we currently have 8 foster kids.
So you got 8
Yes.
foster kids.
Yes,
Wow, you are in the middle of it.
I'm in the middle of it.
But it looks like you're loving it, though.
Loving it. I do, every day.
So that means we have 8 kids coming to camp.
That means
Yeah,
we
right,
got
that
8
fills
kids
up a week
coming.
right there, doesn't it?
So we need you to donate. So
Exactly, yeah. So one of the things we like to ask our guests on the show is tell us about your why, right? Not why foster,
right.
why pastor, why do this work at camp? Are those things connected? I mean, explain that a little bit for us, Brian.
So for me, they are all connected. It's ministry 24/7 for me. There's definitely a pull, spiritual pull,
Yeah.
to do this. It's a part of my purpose in life. It's something I can't run from. I wouldn't run from because it brings me so much joy. So that's basically the why. I feel like I've been raising kids since I
Yeah.
was a kid. So it's just a part of me. I love being with people. I love connecting with people.
Yeah.
So it fills me to do this.
Right. What's the what are you most excited about in this new role, in addition to all those other things that you're doing? I don't know where you get the time, but that's a different subject. What excites you about this new role, this new phase of your ministry?
I've been doing therapeutic mentoring for great day, at least 15 years. It's pretty good at it.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to be able to pour into others so that they can connect and be as effective as I feel that I was in that role.
Okay.
So it's about giving back.
Yeah.
So
So I think a lot of folks get the concept of mentoring,
yes.
but you've had therapeutic mentoring. So I'm going a little depth on that. How is it different than, let's say, somebody who volunteers for to be a big brother or a big sister?
It's the therapeutic concept of it. We go a little bit deeper.
Okay.
There's a greater understanding of the therapeutic needs
Yeah.
of the children. At least there's an expectation of that.
Right.
And so we play on that. We dig deeper into that with the children that we work with, the families that we work with, to help them get a better understanding of why their children may be exhibiting certain behaviors, how to address those behaviors, build skills to overcome those behaviors.
Okay. So Dan, help me put this right in perspective for folks who have kind of one understanding about camp, the camp that they went to probably, as kids. What is this adding to our tools of what camp gives us, and particularly how it relates to Vision 30? I mean, how does this get us to our goal of Vision 30?
Well, the integration of the mental health services is going to help provide a preventative and intervention process for the kids that we serve.
Yeah.
And that's all kids regardless of where they are in their lives. As adults, we're one bad decision away from
Yeah.
terrible consequences.
Yeah.
And we could find our way down that path. So we're able to reach these kids at a very young age and hopefully continue that through, from second grade through 12th grade and have that experience with them, be able to bring the Lord into their lives, and provide them with skills to be able to regulate, creating resiliency, and just building that foundation that they can then carry on and translate and generalize throughout other parts of their lives.
So it's really going beyond the old concept of resiliency, right? Camp by itself can build a lot of resiliency, particularly if you're intentional about it. The climbing wall, the zip lines, all those structured experiences build confidence and teamwork and communication. But this is going a little deeper, isn't it?
It's going deeper. One of the really unique things that we do is that I'll use the climbing wall as an example. A lot of kids are afraid of heights. It's their first experience with that. We're not only providing the encouragement and working on that resiliency or overcoming that challenge, we're helping to educate them on what their bodies are doing in response to that. We're working with these kids to teach them when you become anxious, what does your body do? Now, how do we work to resolve those issues? How do we relax those muscles and be effective in helping to overcome the cognitive challenges? Even as simple as shooting a bow and arrow, teaching kids what their muscles are doing in response to that. Because if you're holding things too tight, you're going to have a different outcome. So teaching them how to breathe, how to relax, the idea behind that is they'll be able to take that with them. So that when they're in another situation that's an anxiety-provoking situation or a fear situation, they'll have the skill. May not be the same, but they'll have the skill.
Do we call that self-regulation, Ryan? Is that what that's
Yes.
all about, self-regulation?
Yes.
Right, so that they're in a tough spot, they can stop long enough to think about what's going on, read their own cues,
Yes.
right?
And self-regulation requires self-awareness.
Gotcha.
The better we understand our bodies, the better we are of helping ourselves.
Well, there's two concepts that are kind of coming to head that I'm very excited about. I wouldn't be here in this position that I have today and being married for as long as I have and raising 4 healthy kids if I hadn't gone to summer camp and I wasn't mentored. I can trace my career back to my first summer as a camp counselor, right? You got to learn leadership. I mean, you throw it in, and like you described, we're talking about what's happening to the life of these children, but these young people, these college students, are showing leadership for the first time, putting skills, things they're learning in the classroom in practice. So that's pretty cool. But I was mentored. Wasn't therapeutic mentorship, or at least it wasn't called that. I don't know if the gentleman who did that would have called it that. But it's a powerful thing, and it's something that we can scale pretty easily, can't we? Is therapeutic mentorship something that a volunteer can learn to do as opposed to regular mentorship? Help me understand that.
There's certain criteria
Yeah.
for the folks that are providing it. They have to have a certain level of qualifications. While I think that there's opportunities for volunteers to engage in camp and camp activities, the therapeutic mentoring or venture-based counseling program requires a bachelor's degree and experience
Okay.
to be able to provide that service.
Okay. How did you get into that field? I kind of understand the concept of being called to pastor.
Right.
How did that call get this specific for you? that said, I think I want to be a therapeutic mentor?
Well, my mentor is Councilman Sterling Wilder.
Yes.
He kind of took me under his wing, and just seeing how he ministered to me and others, I just kind of followed in his footsteps.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then you added kind of the therapeutic or counseling side of
Yes.
that too?
Yes. I began working as a counselor for the city of Lynchburg at the group home, at the Opportunity House at the
Oh,
time.
yeah, I see.
So I was there for almost 10 years, and just seeing the state of children when I first started and how, gradually they needed more and more therapeutic care
Yeah.
led me down that path to get my bachelor's degree. And
So mentorship's going to take some of these children so far, right?
Yes.
Without some mental health support. Is that what
Yes.
we're saying?
Yeah, the service that we've designed, that we've developed, utilizes that Better Outcomes Now, and it's a self-rating system, and parents and kids can rate symptoms on that. And the idea is they get above that line so that they no longer need that next level of service.
I see.
If a lot of times therapeutic mentoring is a service, it's an ancillary service. So they're already receiving some other higher level of mental
I
health
see.
service,
I see.
outpatient counseling or therapeutic day treatment or something like that.
So that's how they're identified, right? So
Can be. Sometimes it can be a step down
Or a step
it can,
up.
yeah.
I see. How do we? How are we going to be made aware of the need, or how are these young folks going to be referred to us?
So referrals are going to be coming through court services, through social services, through our CSA FAPT process. Each locality has a group of folks that hear these cases and make referrals for those. We're going to be presenting over the next couple of weeks to social services and sending out information to individual social workers, and hopefully within the next month or two get in front of all of the Region 10 court service workers.
Wow, that's some exciting
So
stuff.
we're going to hit the road,
Yeah.
yes.
and he's going to be the muscle. I'll be the face of the program. No.
Oh, please. Can we switch that around a little bit, maybe?
Yeah, that may be a good idea.
Do a Starsky and Hutch type of thing, right?
Right.
Or a lot of folks won't even know who I'm talking about. Don't they?
Does that mean I get to get the car for camp?
Yeah, that'd be nice. So you guys met, 15 years ago? So about the time you were doing the counseling, is that how you crossed paths with Dan?
Yes, sir. I was working at the group home, and he was working with one or two of the kids that were in there, and we kind of crossed paths and grew from there.
Well, I'm just amazed that you're juggling all these things in your life right now.
Yes.
Wow, what I'd give to be young again. Got the passion, but not the not the energy, the strength. And God bless you for stepping into the space of being a foster parent.
Yes.
Right, that's awesome. I would also say that if I hadn't had some good foster parents, I wouldn't be here either. Do you mind if I talk about that for just a little bit?
Yes.
So, some people say they couldn't be foster parents because they couldn't say goodbye to these kids after having them in their home for a year or so.
Right.
But isn't that the point? You want parents to so love these kids
Right.
that they're their kids as long as they're there.
Yes.
And so saying goodbye is hard, right?
It is hard.
Yeah.
It is. I'm still mastering that.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's one of the unique things about this therapeutic mentoring and venture-based counseling program is it can be a part of a reunification plan.
Yes.
Now that is really exciting to hear that.
Yeah. So the next phase of this is to work towards an even more therapeutic program in which we're providing an venture-based family therapy program.
Okay. Oh, I just heard from the Robmeister that Dan has been matched by the first $100. Okay, we got $900 more to reach, you guys.
Let's do it.
That'd be cool if that happened in the next 5 minutes, right?
That'd be great.
He said he's still trying to figure out how he's going to explain this to his wife, but that's okay.
I have a crypto account that she didn't know about.
So there's one more word you've been adding to this. So we're talking about therapeutic camp and therapeutic mentorship. I'm starting to understand that concept. But now you guys are adding the word adventure-based therapeutic mentorship. What's that about?
We are very unique in how we're approaching this. I've been to a couple of conferences, wilderness therapy conferences, outdoor behavioral health council convention, and I've met very few people that are doing what we're going to do. And the adventure piece of it is taking those struggles that a kid may be having and looking at their strengths, their interests, and writing into a plan activities that's going to match up with those strengths that we can then attach certain skills related to the skills deficits.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're being very intentional with that. And when I say adventure, it's not for everybody. So adventure may be the arts.
No.
Right?
Okay. I got you. Yeah, see, I had a limited view of what that meant.
Yeah.
It's an adventure for them.
Right. Yeah, and we individualize that. So it's not just coming down to camp and playing with activities. And, you know, it's community based. We're partnering with people like Parks and Rec, and we want to be able to partner with some of the other adventure based organizations locally and maybe in Roanoke. Parks and Rec in Roanoke over the years has been really generous with me. I've done a couple of spelunking trips. Spelunking is caving trips with kids. I've done a group counseling session in the middle of a cave.
Have you really? Yeah.
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 So, you know, doing things like that that are safe, that are, we want to reduce that risk, so everybody's going to be trained in the activities. I see adventure-based counseling as kind of a partnership with camp. All these fit under this idea that I have that we're creating experiential education programs. And camp is an experiential education program.
Yeah.
Adventure-based counseling is experiential education program. So we're creating opportunities for each quarter for the kids that we serve through adventure-based counseling to come to camp.
Gotcha.
With their counselors, and we'll have our trained staff doing the activities while the counselors help them remember the skills that they've learned, remember how to breathe, and walking them through that process.
Okay. So, guys, what's the next step? Are we at the first step of this? I know Brian has just gone on board. He's going through orientation. He's being overwhelmed with emails and all kinds of information just to be part of this organization. So, when is some of this stuff going to launch, guys?
It's launching now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's been added to the CSA fee directory. So we are an established service under Patrick Henry Family Services under the CSA fee directory, and we have contracts with a couple of the localities. Once we establish contracts with the other localities, it's just a matter of making sure that people have the information and know how to make the referrals.
Gotcha.
And then maintaining those relationships. Communication is a big part of this program too. We want to be able to communicate weekly to the folks that are also providing service for these kids, social workers, court service workers, folks like that.
All right.
And really make sure that everybody's on the same page with this kid.
Is there anything that we need to or can do to, as a staff or as a community, to help Brian as he gets started in all of this?
Do you need help?
Yes, we need some qualified counselors.
Some qualified counselors.
Yes.
So, what makes them a qualified?
Bachelor's degree in psychology.
Human services
Human
related.
services.
So, it could be social work, psychology,
Yes,
human services, probably,
and some experience.
and some experience.
Yes.
Is there 6 months, year? What do you think that means?
Ideally a year,
Yeah.
but we can look at that experience.
Yeah,
You know, we can
gotcha.
look at what experience, if they've had camp experience.
There
if
you
they
go.
were a
So,
camp
yeah,
counselor.
right. If they've come 2 summers in a row, I imagine you could say that there's some experience there, right? All right. Anything else that we could do for you, Brian?
Pray. Always pray.
Let's do that.
Yes.
All right, so now you're going to give money for Dan, and you're going to pray for Brian.
Yes.
I think that would be a great way to start. So how about after this fall, after summer, we come back and hear how it's gone? That'd be
Sounds
I think that'd be great.
I do too. There's some pretty cool things happening at Hat Creek Camp, and I know that you are going to pray for Brian and pray for Dan and pray for these summer counselors that are coming from all kinds of places to do this work. So why don't we actually pray, and then we're going to leave with a couple of other camp commercials, and after that. We'll say our goodbyes, all right? So let's pray. Father, thank you so much for Brian, for the ministry, just the calling on his life and the way he's stepping into such vulnerable places and in the lives of people who have all kinds of deep hurt. Fill his cup every day, Lord. His heart, his mind, his body. Help Dan provide the leadership and help this organization provide the resources that's needed for this great work. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. Watch these two commercials, and we'll see you next Thursday on Community Connection.
I've actually known about Hat Creek Camp since I was about 12, and so then when I was like getting into like wanting to work with foster kids and going to like social services and stuff like that, I was like, that would be a great opportunity.
This is my third summer at camp. I'm the counselor coordinator this year. My role looks a little bit different than I expected. I'm here for the counselors so that they can best serve the kids. Whatever the counselors need, however they need support, whenever they need direction or planning and that kind of structure.
So at camp, you have the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, and there's like almost no in between. You are forced to grow, and it really just matters where you grow or like how you grow, but you will grow as a person. Laying my vulnerabilities down at the foot of the cross has been a huge lesson I've learned, and again, the kids help you learn that because the kids come up and they have no filter and they'll immediately just pull at anything that you could be vulnerable about yourself.
These kids have enough going on at home, a lot of them. And I want them to just be a kid. I want them to just be able to exist and be and get better and heal. If I can play a small part in that by giving them a cup of water or making them smile or just showing them like you matter, you're not just a number, you're not just a person in a place. That's what I love about camp is you get to do that every day.
So honestly, I've learned to just have fun, to dance at a dance party, to sing louder than I've ever sang in my life, to just smile and have fun, because that's what the kids need. It's summer camp. They don't need, you to sing on the right key or to say the word full right. They need you to just love them and just to have fun.
The people that are either here year round or the people that are seasonal and they come in just for the summer, you know that God's here. He's present, he's working. It feels like a home. We're a smaller camp. We don't have as many kids or as many cabins or the biggest property, but we've got the Lord and we really love these kids. And that's what we build everything else on.
I was looking for something to do. I didn't really like half the things that were out there. I didn't like football, baseball, soccer. Mom looked and she Googled camps near me and Hat Creek Camp popped up. It was everything I really liked. I just said, why don't I go here? And I came. Because it's super fun here. They got great food, great activities, the lake, fob, the eating, archery, the crafts, and the s'mores, and the movies, and the big old party at the end. It's super nice to calm down, cool off, sometimes shut your eyes and try to go sleep for 30 minutes, and rest your feet after you've been walking a lot. I really like it. Especially learning about Jesus and stuff like that. It's a super fun place. You have to come. You make a lot of new friends, and some might live near you. It's just a super fun place to be.